Hey, what's going on, Golferos? Welcome back to the Salud Golferos podcast. This is episode 7. I'm really excited because you can probably see here in my hand, we got a nice little stogie, un cafecito over here on the side. Really excited because big shout out to the Art of Cigar. Invited us here into their shop to go ahead and talk stogies. As we know, golf is a social sport, and one of those aspects is having a nice stogie. So with me today, the owner of the Art of Cigar shop, Endy. Welcome to the podcast, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
We love everything that you guys are doing in the community, promoting golf, getting Latinos, Chicanos involved in the community. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Of course. That's the goal and that's the mission. And the only way to accomplish that mission is reaching out to the rest of the cultura, not just Mexicanos, but I mean, you rep hard in here, the DR, right? Los Dominicanos.
Together we're stronger. Divided we fall.
Ooh, I like that. That's a great phrase right there, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm from Dominican Republic. I grew up in New York City, and then we made our way down here in San Diego via military, via Navy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, thank you for your service, brother.
It's an honor. I'll do it again.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I mean, obviously San Diego is a big military naval area. So and it's no surprise they brought you out here, man. So and we're grateful for the military, for the service, but also just the fact they brought you out here because now we get to be doing this, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm grateful for both. I'm grateful for the serve, and I'm grateful to be here in San Diego.
Heck yeah. Right on, man. Well, we're going to kick things off. You know, I like I said, I like to smoke stogies when I'm out on the course, but you're the expert. I'm a novice. So really today what I want to do is talk shop. So those people getting into cigars, getting into golf, kind of learn a little bit about what it is to have a stogie and kind of the right way to get into it. So I guess let's start off with the origin story of the Art of Cigar. So the Navy brings you out here, but what inspired you to open up the shop?
Oh, man, we met a lot of brothers that were interested in cigars. We met Don Luis, which our cigars are named after our main master blender, Don Luis. Mm-hmm. He spent 4 generations in the industry. And so when we met him, we got together and we asked ourselves, how can we all get involved? How can we do something together? Because, you know, we're divided, something like you were talking about, bringing our community together. And long story short, 5 years later, after having conversations, we got into this shop. It's a team of us. I led the journey into, you know, acquiring this place, and then we brought other people on the team. Don Luis, we have Abraham, Gadiel, who's a social media influencer, Orlando, which is right here.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, and we created a team. We're like the Wu-Tang, you know, up in here. And yeah, we work together, and you know, we have a lot of dreams, aspirations, and our thing is to try to make the best cigar possibly ever. Yeah, that's our goal.
Hey man, you got me put on right here because this stogie that they got me on, I told him, you know, I want something light. I'm normally in the Arturo Fuentes range, and he's like, oh, I got something a little different for you. And right off the bat, bro, this hits right here.
Yeah. So that's a great cigar. It's a medium. It's an Habano. It's a Cuban C that is grown in the Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. On the filler here, we're going to have Nicaragua, Indonesian binder. So it just creates that flavor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So you use a lot of terms in there. And like I said, you would consider me a novice. You're the expert. Mm-hmm. So for someone that's getting into cigars, what would you say should be the first thing that they do as far as learning how to pick out a cigar?
I would start with a lighter cigar, or depends on your palate. One good way to determine what kind of palate do you have is if you drink coffee, how do you drink your coffee? You know, if you drink black coffee, you might want something darker. If you drink light coffee, you might want something lighter. Yeah.
And that's interesting because, guys, you're getting into cigars, and maybe you go to a cigar lounge and they'll pair you with a whiskey, a bourbon, something along those lines. But they actually paired me with a coffee. So, and I right off the bat, I took some and I was like, is there cinnamon in this? I was like, okay, I see you guys.
Yeah.
So here at the Art of Cigar in the shop, we go coffee in here. Is that what it is?
Yes. When you travel to the Dominican Republic in the cigar industry, most people you see outside are going to have a cigar and a cup of coffee on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, think about if you're smoking 2-3 cigars a day, imagine pairing it with whiskey, you'd be drunk every day. You'd be an alcoholic. All right. So
why are you defining golfers right now?
I'm not trying to. Yeah, we love golfing.
Yeah.
We love going out, and we do a lot of events in the community. That's part of it. But I mean, coffee it goes great with a cigar. I mean, how's that cup of Joe?
Bro, that cup of Joe with this stogie right here is pairing so nice. Like, I was telling you, I thought it was tripping out because I wasn't sure if I was getting the cinnamon from the coffee or the stogie itself. So like, it just paired so well. It was a seamless transition right there.
Yeah, so that coffee helps bring out the flavors.
Okay.
And the cigar.
Okay. And what is it about the coffee that does that? Like, what? It's just something with the coffee beans, the flavoring of it, the bitterness from the coffee, or what? Yeah,
some of the bitterness. I mean, coffee comes from the ground. Just it's another leaf, just like tobacco, and just the bitter taste of the coffee helps enhance the taste of the cigar. They just pair well together. They go hand in hand. Yeah.
Okay. No, and I could definitely attest to that, guys. So you're talking a little bit about. We started diving a little bit into golf, obviously, Golferos. What got you into golf, man? Like, was it always a dream that, hey, I'm going to open up the cigar shop and we're going to blend that into golf? Or how did those two come together?
We had a lot of golfers reach out to us, wanting us to be part of their tournaments, to attend golfing events. And I said, wait a minute, there's something here.
Yeah.
Right. And got involved in the golfing industry and realized most of the golfers love cigars. Mm-hmm. And that opened the door for us to do a lot of golfing events, tournaments, be in the community and in that world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah. And that's obviously like how we got involved with you guys. Cause like you said, you have your team. And so Abe was out at a golf tournament, and honestly, I had a few drinks in me, and I was like, "Ooh, stogies!" And I ran straight to the table, and then we just started talking shop. And he's like, "Where are you from, bro?" And I was like, "Well, I'm down in San Diego." He's like, "Me too." You know, we were up in LA for this tournament, and he was like, "You got to come check out the shop." So, yeah, no, definitely golf. Golf is an avenue to many things, and I'm really happy about this one. So
yeah, you sound like the typical golfer. You had a drink, cigars.
Oh, bro, yeah. My wifey's off to the side, and she's just like, "How many drinks you had at the round?" No, she don't get on me. But no, yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah.
So with the stogies and the golf, we were kind of talking shop. You guys can see behind us the humidor. You were talking a little bit about your dream as far as how you got into it. You said that you were doing real estate, and what did you see that inspired you to like kind of change that career path?
Well, I haven't changed it completely. I'm always going to be involved in real estate because it's one of the foundations of wealth building. It's one of the pillars. As far as cigar goes, everything that I do in life, I always like to see people that have done it already for quite a while, let's say 20, 30 years. And I like to see where their life is at. More likely than not, you're going to experience some of that down the line, right? Because if you see somebody that's been doing it for 20, 30 years, most likely you're going to be doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. And when I saw cigar, people who are either own cigar businesses or involved in the cigar industry, they, travel the world, sell cigars, make cigars, smoke cigars. And I like that a little bit better. That's what I want to be doing. I want to go back to my home country, Dominican Republic, and I want to open opportunities for the locals down there, build community, take ownership of the industry, which is what we do, and give it back to the people who make the product, and share it with them. And that's our goal, eventually is to go back there and build factories, create farms, and uplift the people who are in the industry.
Okay. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that? So what does it mean to kind of buy back into the industry? Because what I'm getting kind of just at face value, especially from the Mexican culture, we have a lot of celebrities that are making celebrity tequilas. And so it's like almost tequila doesn't belong to Mexico anymore in that sense. Is that the same thing that you're talking about there? Or what do you...
That is correct. So most people that smoke a cigar from a high name brand, they don't know who made that cigar.
Yeah.
Right. With us, the roller, the guy who made the cigar is Don Luis. And his name is in front of the cigar.
Yeah.
Not my name or another investor, is the person that's making it. And so we want to go back to our homeland and partner with the people who are making the products, the people who are at the farms, and be able to offer them opportunities, not only for them, but for their families, to have better schools, to have a better system for them, to have opportunities so that they can profit, they can earn a living, they can offer opportunities to their family from what they do, which is a high-end product. You know, this is cigars is for, you know, you have to have an hour of your time to be able to sit down and enjoy a cigar. Not everyone is able to do that.
Right.
And so for you, it's a luxury for you to sit down and take 1 hour of your time to enjoy a cigar.
Yeah, that's facts, bro. I never thought about it that way. That's kind of something that I think we take a little bit for granted, that we are out on the golf course, having our cigars, having our whiskey or whatever. In this case, I'm switching over to coffee now. But no, that's a beautiful thing, bro, to give back to the culture. And honestly, that's why we started this podcast. And that's why we started our brand, Los Golferos, because, you know, we entered a golf space that there's Mexicans in the industry, but it's a lot of the tailor-mades, the Callaways, which there's nothing wrong with those brands. But as Mexicanos, we can't like look to it and be like, hey, I see myself there, you know? So that we wanted to do that. And that's why we started the podcast too, because we can give shine to guys like you and your crew that you have here, saying like, oh, hey, it doesn't just have to be the Arturo Fuentes or the big name brands. It's like we can get into this too and make our own stamp on the industry.
Correct. Yeah. Together we're stronger.
Exactly.
You know, we have numbers. This comes from our homeland. And we stick together, you know, we can reach great heights. We can uplift other people in our family and our communities as well. You know, and I believe that's what we should be doing with the mindset that we have, with the opportunities that we have here in the U.S. I'm an immigrant myself. I came over from Dominican Republic, and so it's close to home for me. You know, it's like my thing is, why did I have to leave my homeland in order to acquire a better future?
Yeah. Dang. That's facts, bro. That's big. That's crazy, because you talk to a lot of people who talk about their home country and it's just love, right? Like I speak to a lot of Mexicanos who are just like, oh man, I can't wait to go back. I
want to retire there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that's cool. What year did you come over?
It was July 4th, 1992.
Whoa.
JFK.
Oh, dang, man. That's crazy. Came over on Independence Day. That's kind of metaphoric there.
It freaked me out, man. We went my first neighborhood that I lived in was Washington Heights in New York City. And at that time, they had a lot of people doing fireworks outside in the street. I was kind of freaked out.
Yeah. It's a culture shock, right? Yeah. Está quemando toda la ciudad, man. What's going on?
People are crazy.
Yeah. Dang. That's crazy. Yeah. So you talked about how the Navy brought you out here to San Diego. What kind of inspired you to join the Navy?
I was in New York, and at that point I was going to college. I was working full time, and I wanted to do something different. And so I went to the recruiting office and I told him, sign me up. He asked me if I wanted more information. I told him no. I said, where do I sign?
Where's the dotted line? Let me put it down. Yeah.
I already did my own research. I already said, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
What do we have to lose? You know, and we got to serve our country, which is a awesome country. It offers a lot of opportunities, and we should replicate the great things that this country has to offer.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of great lessons that we learn here. And it's kind of funny because that's something that I talk about with my business partners too, is that, you know, within our culture, there's a lot of great fundamentals, right? You know, the fundamentals, the hard work, the dedication, the family, things like that. But then you come to the States and, you know, obviously it's the land of opportunity. So why is it the land of opportunity? You got to learn how to get that hustle. You combine it with our cultures, and it's like we're unstoppable, bro.
Correct. Yes, I believe in that. Together we're stronger. Let's unite.
Yep.
Let's not divide. Let's multiply.
There we go. Yeah, I like that.
I love math. I love adding.
I love the multiply. Yeah, there we go.
I hate subtracting.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're gonna get a little light here. Abe coming in on the side. Yeah, we got people who are gonna be listening to this on Spotify, wherever they listen to the podcast. But the people who watch on YouTube, you're gonna get most bang for your buck as far as listening to this.
Mm-hmm. Bring over the light.
We need another light over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Leave it over here. Mm-hmm.
Shout out Abe. Shout out Abe and the rest of the team.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So let's dive back a little bit more into the history of the Art of Cigar, because I definitely want to continue to give you guys shine here. Like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing what's going on behind us, and in here we'll be posting some videos and pics. It's an awesome spot here. So you talk about you want to start the cigar shop. You kind of have this vision. Abe introduced me to you as the owner of the Art of Cigar, but you said united we rise. How did you pick your team? Like, you all into cigars, but getting into business is a serious thing. So you got to make sure you're picking the right people. How did you pick the right people?
We came together organically, and we were talking about this behind the scenes for about 5 years. You kind of know your people's character, their strength, their weakness, and we all have a weak point and we all have a strong point. And so what we want to do is match for somebody to take my weak point and I'll take their weak point, and we become stronger. Right. And so everybody is strong in a certain field, in a certain area. And that's how we kind of picked our team. Don Luis is one of the best master blenders to ever lived. So that's why he's on the team.
Yeah.
I'm good with business. I'm good at making stuff, making sure it happens. And that's why I started all this. And then Abraham, he's a great communicator. He's a great hustler.
Yeah.
Great salesperson. Gadier is a huge social media influencer. Orlando is a great admin guy. Make sure that our taxes are on point.
There you go, Orlando.
So that, that's why we have our team. That's how we picked our team.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about Don Luis back there, because you're talking about you're making him sound like he's MJ of the game, which, with all respect, I'm tasting it right now. Yeah, he's definitely a pro. What's his background and how he influences the business? So
he comes from a generational family of blenders in the tobacco industry. His father used to work for the Fuente factory. His mom rolled cigars as well, so he started at an age around 5 or 6. His mom was teaching him how to make cigars, and this was in Dominican Republic. This is illegal here in the U.S., so he wasn't working with tobacco at that age.
Yeah.
but back home in DR, he started at a really young age, and he came up in the industry with that experience around him. He has a lot of contacts within the industry, a lot of people who love him, who see him grow, and that has opened doors for us within the industry as well. When they see him and they see that he's associated with us and that we're a team, that makes the conversation easier. And he also makes banging at cigars, so the cigars speaks for themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
So as far as making a banging cigar, can you break down the components of what goes into this? Because obviously, I know basics. I know there's leaves, there's tobacco, but what kind of goes into making something great like this?
So it's hand selecting the leaves. For example, this, like I told you, this is going to be an Habano wrapper. It's going to be a Cuban seed that is grown in the Dominican Republic. And they're going to have different tiers of tobacco. They're going to have grade A, grade B, grade C, right? Everything that we work here is going to be grade A. Since we're a small shop, we don't have to make different tier cigars. We only make high-end cigars.
Yeah.
And so all the leaves that we choose are going to be grade A, the best leaves of that class of leaf.
Okay.
Within that leaf, it's also going to be the blend. So that's why Don Luis is so popular, is because he's a master blender. What he does best is being able to blend the leaves within the cigar.
Okay.
Right, so he could take this Habano. This one is going to have Nicaragua. It's going to have Indonesian binder. and those different leaves add a different twist to the cigar. They add a certain flavor to the cigar. For example, the binder being Indonesia gives the cigar a better burn because it's a stronger leaf. It helps the cigar burn or evenly, the construction of the cigar.
Yeah.
Right. So different parts of the cigar is going to have different elements. The filler, the binder, the wrapper, and then everything that we use is grade A. And then the way we blend it within the cigar is what make the cigar taste the way it tastes.
Okay. So we're talking a little bit about burn, and I've heard that before. I kind of want to touch on that. So obviously this is burning nice. I'm getting a nice smoke out of it. I had someone tell me that I was smoking a stogie. I won't say which one. We're not going to throw no shade at nobody, but it was kind of burning uneven. What does that mean as far as like the cigar?
It could mean a couple of things. It could either be the humidity on it or how it was stored. It could be the construction on the cigar, the way that it was constructed.
Okay.
So there's different reasons why the cigar will burn uneven.
Okay.
Those are some of the reasons why it will burn uneven.
And so it wouldn't necessarily mean that it's a bad cigar. Maybe it was just the purchaser maybe didn't take care of it, or going up until the day they actually smoked it. Is that what it is?
Potentially.
Okay.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. So if someone new is going in, they're buying their first set of cigars for their first round of golf or whatever it is, what would you recommend that they do? Like I've seen some guys, they like to go buy like a whole box of cigars. They stick it in their humidifier and then they leave it in their golf bag for like a week or two. Like, are you saying that maybe we should buy it the night before or day before?
It depends. If the cigar is burning uneven from the same case, then that's a manufacturing defect, right? But if it's just one of the stick that you picked up from that case, it could have been how you stored it. Now, I don't suggest putting your cigars in your golf bag, although I know a lot of golfers do that.
I'm guilty, bro. I'm guilty.
Right? But, if you stored it in your golf bag and you have it in a ambient climate and you don't leave it there for too long, it could potentially still be good. But you also have the chance of ruining it as well.
Yeah. Should we be leaving our cigars in that wrapper it comes in? Is that good to leave it out for a while in that, or?
I will leave it in the wrapper to add extra layer of protection.
Okay.
Especially if you have it in your golf bag or if you have it somewhere loose.
Yeah.
At least it has a layer of protection for the cigar, whereas if it has nothing at all, then it could get damaged easier.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I definitely need to stop doing that then, because I definitely get mine and I stick them. I have like this little, I don't even know if I'd call it a humidifier. It's like this little sleeve.
Yeah.
It's made out of wood, and then I stick 6 cigars in there, and then I put them in my bag, and then it's like next week I go out and like, oh yeah, I got a stogie on me, let me pull it out, but then it takes forever to light it, or I don't know, it's acting weird, and I'm like, oh man, I think I ruined the stogie.
Now understand that on the golf course is a little bit tricky because you have higher wind. You have other factors. So sometimes it's difficult if you don't have a torch lighting the cigar up. You're putting it down on the ground.
Yeah.
So there's different factors there when you're on the golf course. Usually I don't smoke my best cigars on the golf course.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'll smoke something, lighter or Robusto or something that I'm willing, just to throw away. But a cigar that I'm going to take my time, that I'm going to enjoy. I like doing it on this environment when I'm sitting down, smoking, drinking some coffee.
Sitting in these thrones here.
Sitting in the throne. Yes, sir. You got it.
Yeah. Right on. So for those of you that are in the San Diego area or maybe thinking coming down to San Diego, the Art of Cigar is here in Old Town, which is a great spot. You got amazing food, bars, stuff like that. Andy, how did you guys pick this spot? What made you come to Old Town?
I bought this in the middle of COVID. So this shop was up for sale in the middle of COVID. Everything was shut down, you remember?
Yeah.
And I was crazy enough to come in here and buy it in the middle of COVID. Everybody told me that I was crazy because the business was closed. But I'm always looking at the opportunities in the future.
Yeah.
And my way of thinking was, well, COVID is not going to go on forever. they're gonna have to reopen up all the businesses, right?
Yep.
And when they reopen, I have a new cigar lounge.
Yeah.
And that's how it went. We bought this place. We remodeled it. It didn't look like this when I bought it.
Okay.
We took down all the walls and rebuilt it back up. We apply for all licenses, manufacturing. We import all our leaves from Dominican Republic. So we set up a whole operation in this place, in this location.
Yeah.
Which was our goal when we began.
Okay. Yeah. Dang, that's crazy in the middle of COVID. Yeah.
Middle of COVID, baby.
Yeah.
But I was born for this.
Yeah. You got that hustler mentality.
I was born for this.
Yeah.
Give it to me. You can't. If there's something you can't do, give it to me. I'll make it happen.
I love that, bro. Hey, man, I'm sitting next to him. I feel that energy. I feel that can-do attitude. That's dope, bro. So how long did it take you to get this place up? So you bought it in the middle of COVID. You're talking about tearing down, rebuilding to your image. About how long did that process take you?
We bought it in 2020. It took us about 6 months to everything open back up, to get us on the ground, rebuilt the whole shop. And then, it took us about 6 months, I want to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Inventory, we were making our own cigars in the Dominican Republic. At that point, we didn't have a manufacturing license here in the U.S. So we had a small factory in DR, which is our end goal, is to create a bigger factory back home.
Get back out there, yeah.
Employ people, offer them better opportunities, all that good stuff that we just spoke about.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's really cool. And so for those of you that are listening, how would you describe the vibe here? What is it that you want people to feel when they come into your lounge?
We want them to feel at home. When people come here, we want them to feel comfortable. It's a place that's kind of hidden off in the back. So, just have all the noise of the regular everyday life go away. You're able to sit down and enjoy a cigar, take it some time for yourself and reflect. We have a huge TV, so you can watch the game, talk to some of the guys that are here, and they're gonna make you feel at home. Drink some coffee, get a cigar, lay back. Take a break from your everyday life. Yeah. And what I like to say is that these sticks are manifestation sticks. So when I smoke a cigar, I like to think about the things I want to manifest in my life, and I burn smoke in the air. How we're doing right now.
Okay. Man, hey, we need to get this man like a typewriter, a laptop, just start spitting out a book or something, man. I love this. Oh man, hey, the throne is right for you, brother. You out here.
Yes, sir.
Man, he's been throwing out quotes since I walked in. Like, what'd you say? We're all kings and queens.
We're all kings and queens, brother. And you have to believe that.
Yeah.
We are what we believe. So just like you eat food, what are you eating for your mind?
Dang.
If you're watching the news, is it bad? Then you're eating bad content.
Yeah.
How is that gonna does that have any positive effect in your life? I don't think so. So you gotta be aware of what you're implementing in your mind.
Yeah.
And so I'm very guarded on my mind. Like if you're negative or drama, like I stay away. I'm all about positive. Who can we help? Let's go and make it happen. We can do this. We have to have the can-do attitude, or else how are we gonna get ahead? Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, that's so true. Like they said, there's food for your body and there's food for your soul, but then obviously there's food for your mind too, right? You got to feed it the right things and foster growth. Otherwise, you're just gonna stay in a bad spot.
Yeah,
man. Shoot, man, I feel like we could write a book. Let's write a book, brother.
We could have a podcast every week, talking about this stuff. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it. What I could tell you is that everybody has to start on their own journey, and it's not going to be easy. But yet, is it easy to go to work every day with something that you don't like? So you got to pick your heart.
Yeah, that's facts, brother. So you're talking about, obviously, one of the larger goals in life is to get back to the DR and help things grow there. Are you guys doing anything locally within the community? Maybe try to foster some of that here as well, or any plans to do that?
Of course, we have a lot of military people that we partner with. We do a lot of events with the legions here locally. A lot of military events, veteran events. We're always there. We show up. We give back to charity. A lot of the golf events that we attend, a lot of those are charity events. So anytime there's charities involved or the local legions, or there's veterans, we always try to be around in those communities to give back and to come bring us together.
Yeah. I think Abe was just at I may say it wrong, but the 42mm charity tournament, right?
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that one? What does that one specifically do to support the veterans? Oh, okay. So Abe was handling that one, and that's why you got a team. That's why you got a team. Yeah. Spread the love out there. Yeah.
What was that event about, Abe? Come over here.
Yeah. Let's
spread the love, here. Man. Come on. You podcast ready.
Yeah.
So 42mm, 42mm. Hello, my name is Abraham Perez. So 42mm is a organization, a nonprofit organization for of veterans, made of veterans, supporting veterans in the golf community. So basically, they get them out there and they do they play golf. They teach them how to play golf. They take them out to the course and show them the game of golf.
Yeah.
So it's for brand new experience. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran. And you're involved and you're in the Inland Empire area or LA area. Yeah, that's a great community. 42mm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great community.
Awesome. Yeah. I love that. There we go.
Thank you, Abe.
Yeah, thank you, Abe.
I love the hat.
Yeah. Hey, you're looking fresh. No, that's great. No, and that's awesome. And that's why you have a team, right? You have a team to spread the love, and
we do. I mean, we're doing so many events and community events. It's we do have a calendar. So, but if I'm not looking at the calendar, sometimes it's hard to just from the top of my mind to know, which one is that one and which one is this one.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I totally get you. And that's the same on my end. Like we have a team. I couldn't do it without my business partners. And the beautiful thing about my business partners is they're all family. They're my cousins. And so
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I congratulate you guys.
Thank you, brother.
I love seeing that.
It doesn't feel like work at all because you are working with family. It's like you said, some people get up in the morning, it's like, man, I got to go to work, but not when I'm doing Golferos. When I'm doing Golferos, it's like, heck yeah, we got an event. We're going to go out and we're going to support. We're going to do this. And we get to meet tons and tons of awesome people. Yeah, man, I need to keep picking your brain. Like you said, we could have a podcast every week talking about stuff like this. So this is great.
Right, which is the way it should be. We should be united. We should be with our families and see ways that we can collaborate, instead of knocking each other down, especially in the Latino community. I know because I grew up in a Latino family. Yeah. And we do a lot of talking, gossiping.
Yep.
My aunts be gossiping all the time. You heard what so-and-so did. And I can't stand that. I always, when I'm in the room, they can't do it around me because it drives me crazy. We need to be talking about stuff that's going to help us build.
Yeah.
I like to talk about what do you have going on in your life and how can we help?
Yeah. That's so funny because we have that thing in our culture too. It's like, oh, ahí vienen las tías, man. Las tías are coming in to chismear and all that. That's so funny. Yeah. All right, cool. It's not just us.
Yeah.
Oh man, great stuff. Great stuff.
Hey, yeah. Latinos, the ship just landed on on different islands. The same thing.
Hey, the mics might not have picked that up, but Abe was just saying off mic that we're all Latinos. The ship just landed on the wrong side or on the other side. On the other side. Yeah.
But while we're here and we're alive and we're on Earth, we give thanks, and every day is an opportunity to make it a great day.
Yeah.
To change your attitude, the way you think. If you don't like the way you're thinking or the way your attitude is going, I would suggest maybe tuning in to different content that's more positive, and maybe try smoking a cigar and sit down and manifesting. You never know.
Manifestation.
You never know. Give it a try. It might work. It worked for us. It's working for us. It could work for you.
Yeah, definitely, bro. As far as what we were talking about a little bit earlier, feeding your mind properly? What are some things that you do, or like, is there anything specific that you read into, listen to?
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I adjusted in my life is every time I get in my car, I used to put on music. And I'm from Washington Heights, Uptown Manhattan. Our music could be negative. You know, hip hop. I grew up with Dipset and all that good stuff. Now I jump in my car and I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to books, business books, inspirational books, you know, and that stuff is feeding my mind. You know, it's giving me ideas. It's telling me things of different ways that we can do certain things.
Yeah. Good, man. That's awesome. Yeah. It's not out just yet, but hopefully you'll tune in. We actually just did a podcast with our homie El Cesar, and he's a CPA. And within our culture, kind of financial literacy is a little, I wouldn't say taboo, but it's just not something that we grow up, you know, talking about. So that's what we do with the pod. We start talking to these other people who have those different mindsets, right? You want to talk to someone that's walked down that path. Like you said earlier, you know, you see someone living that life, you're like, I want that lifestyle. I want to live like that. So go listen to them, go figure out what they're doing. And that's what we want to do with the podcast.
And you'll end up in their shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can't follow a game plan, you know, if you want the nice life or the life that you envision, you can't follow somebody's game plan who's not doing that, right? Like they're failing, they're going out partying all the time. Not saying there's anything wrong with partying, but there's balance in life.
100%.
Yeah.
When I go party, it's for business.
Oh yeah. You
know,
work hard, play hard.
Yeah. When I go to an event or I have a great time, it's because there's value there.
Yeah.
You know, the days of going to the club just to be at the club, it doesn't make sense for me anymore.
Man, I don't know about you, but sometimes I look back at like nights out clubbing or at the bars. I made a lot of great memories. You know, there's those select moments where I'm like, yeah, I'm really glad I did that. But then there's sometimes I look back and I'm like, oh man, I kind of wasted some time and money there. Like I probably shouldn't have gone out that night. Do you ever look back like that?
Yeah, but I really don't dwell on it because the time that we have is now. And the more time I think about reflecting that event from back then is wasting my time now. And it wasted my time back then. It will not waste my time today.
Dang, man. Okay, yeah. Man, I'm learning a lot from you right now.
I'm learning from you too, brother. This is a mutual conversation. It's a mutual feeling.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So there's definitely a lot of stuff that we could keep diving into here, Endy. But the stogies are good. We got the crew back here. They're kind of silently waiting. We got the game going on. So I kind of want to wind it down a little bit, but I definitely want to get you on a future episodes. But if there's one piece of advice that you could give to the listeners right now, what's the one thing you want to take away from all this?
Pursue your dreams. Don't be afraid. And if you are afraid, sit down, smoke a cigar.
Hey, I love that. Hey, salute to that, man. Right on.
Yes, sir.
Well, Endy, thank you so much for hosting us here, having us here in your shop. This has been a great conversation. Like I said, I want to keep talking to you. I'm hoping we get you back on the pod, talk some more. But the way we like to wrap it up on the podcast, we look at the camera here and we say, Salud Golferos.
Thank you for having us here. Rob, thank you for coming down.
Of course.
And to everybody watching, Salud Golferos.
Hey, there we go.
Salud.